evening, everyone. If you would like to join me and stand, we'll begin. If you'd like to participate in it, we'll begin in reciting the Lord's Prayer, and then we'll do a pledge. So, if you would join me in reciting the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Commissioner Parton, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I should have designated which Commissioner Parton we had. We have two. That gives me the opportunity to welcome Commissioner Parton. Was sworn in last time and was with us, and we have Commissioner Valentine with us this time, and welcome both of them officially as county commissioners. So the next item is for me to call the meeting to order, and we will have a roll call. So commissioners, if you would please mark present. Okay. Madam Clerk, would you announce the...
Everything.
Okay. You're ready.
Okay. Madam Clerk, would you please announce the number present?
26.
26. Okay. Thank you. We will now move to item number 3 on our agenda, which is consideration of Resolution 2025-0301, which is recognizing Ellie Underwood for her service in Sevier County. Madam Clerk, would you please bring Proclamation 2025-0301 to the floor for action? We have a motion and a second to approve this proclamation. Is there any discussion or amendments? And before that, I will read this proclamation for you. It's a proclamation recognizing Ellie Underwood for winning the 2025 TSSAA Girls State Wrestling Championship. Whereas Ellie Underwood, a distinguished student athlete at Seymour High School, has demonstrated exceptional dedication, perseverance, and athleticism throughout her wrestling career, and whereas Ellie has made history as Sevier County High School is Seymour High's first girls wrestling state champion, Sevier County School's first girls state champion, and Seymour High School's first four-time TSSAA All-State athlete. And whereas she has competed as a varsity wrestler for 4 years, amassing an outstanding career of 136 wins and only 15 losses, setting the record for career wins in Seymour High School's girls wrestling. And whereas Ellie Underwood has consistently excelled at the highest level, earning the distinction of being Seymour High School's wrestling's first four-time TSSAA state wrestling tournament medalist, placing 4th in 2022, 6th in 2023, 5th in 2024, and ultimately being named the 2025 TSSAA state tournament champion. And whereas she has earned over 20 individual tournament championships, the most in the history of Seymour High School, including but not limited to titles in the Maryville Lady Rebel Invitational, the USA Wrestling Tennessee State Tournament, Atlanta Invitational, Rossview Lady Hawk Tournament, Bradley War of Roses Tournament, and numerous other regional and national competitions. Whereas Ellie became the first female wrestler at Seymour High School to achieve 100 career wins and later surpassed 125 career wins, further cementing her place in the school's history. Whereas Ellie's accomplishments would not have been possible without the unwavering support of her parents, Ashley and John Underwood, the dedicated guidance of her coaches, Darrell Lauderdale, Craig Johnson, Dan Zitz, Taylor Turner, Nick Breeden, and Michael Crane. Now therefore be it proclaimed that I, Larry Waters, Mayor of Sevier County, and the Sevier County Commission do proclaim March 17th as Ellie Underwood Day in Sevier County and commend her for historic contributions to Seymour High School in Sevier County. Be it further ordered that the 1896 bell atop the historic Sevier County Courthouse shall ring a celebratory ring at 7 p.m. on this day to celebrate this occasion. So ordered this 17th day of March, 2025. Now, do we have further discussion or questions concerning this proclamation? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you please proceed to the vote? Commissioners, would you please cast your votes? Before the clerk finalizes the vote, would anyone like to change their vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
25 yes votes.
25 yes votes. The proclamation has been properly adopted, and now I get the opportunity to present the proclamation to Ellie.
Perseverance to get where you are today, and not only the folks at Seymour High School, but folks all across this county are proud of what you've accomplished. So congratulations.
Okay, now we will move on to the item number 4 on the agenda, and that is consideration of minutes from the previous meeting. Madam Clerk, if you will please proceed to item number 4. We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. Is there any discussion or amendments? Being no further discussion or action on this item, Madam Clerk, would you please proceed to the vote? Commissioners, cast your votes.
Okay.
We're trying to make this as hard as we possibly can, Commissioner Park.
Welcome.
I assume your vote is yes on the, okay, we'll record that vote is yes.
Okay. So,
Yeah. Okay. Would anyone like to change their vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please reveal the vote?
25 yes votes.
Okay, the minutes from the previous meeting have been adopted. Next is consideration of reports from commission committees. Madam Clerk, would you please bring forth the reports for the floor so that we may take action on them? You have a motion to second to approve the reports. Now, do we have any discussion or questions concerning the reports? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you please advance to the voting screen? Commissioners, would you please cast your votes? Would anyone like to change your vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
25 yes votes.
25 yes votes. Commission committee minutes have been properly adopted. We are now on item number 6, which is consideration of reports of various officials, divisions, and departments of Sevier County. Madam Clerk, would you please bring those proposed reports to the floor for action? A motion and a second. Now, do we have any discussion or questions? You have all of those reports in your packet. You'll see under the various departments, the officials, Division of Community Planning and Development, Division of Emergency Services, Division of Facilities, Finance and Administration, Government Services, Tourism and Communications, and then you have a list of other department and state offices there. Any questions concerning any of the reports that are being presented?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Commissioner Park.
could we get an update on the Sevier County Housing Strategic Plan? Some point, but if not tonight, if you could send us something out.
Absolutely. Not only would we be glad to send you an update, but we are going to have a presentation to the commission probably at our next meeting from the folks that are putting the plan together and the proposed plan, explain the proposed plan to the commission. We'll have that at the next meeting. Any other questions or comments concerning the reports? If not, Madam Clerk, would you please bring the reports to the floor? Commissioners, would you please cast your votes? Would anyone like to change their vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
25 yes votes.
Reports have been properly adopted. We are now on item number 7, which is public comment on agenda items. And public hearing on, first is the agenda items. We do not have any requests to comment on any of the agenda items. Next is a public hearing on the rezoning requests that we have tonight. So I'll open the floor at this time for anyone in the audience that would like to come and comment on the zoning. It is the zoning request for 289 Red Bud Lane from A1 agricultural to R2M medium density residential. So the floor is now open if you just come and state your name, and you have 3 minutes to make a statement on this rezoning proposal that you would like. Anyone in the audience? Okay. Seeing no one requesting to comment, I will close the public hearing portion on the rezoning items, and we'll move to item number 8, and that is consideration of Resolution 2025-0301, which is to amend the zoning resolution for Sevier County, rezoning tax map 40, parcels 37.33 from A1 agricultural to R-2M medium density residential. Madam Clerk, you would move to consider Resolution 2025-0301 to the floor for our consideration. We have a motion and a second to approve the resolution. There you see a map of the rezoning request, and understanding the Sevier County Regional Planning Commission made a recommendation for. Said we have a motion and a second. We have our planner with us tonight, I think. Mr. Temple, do you have any comments concerning this proposed rezoning?
Not unless someone has a question, sir.
Any discussion or comments concerning the proposed rezoning? Hearing no discussion, Madam Clerk, would you please proceed to the vote? Commissioners, would you please cast your vote? Anyone like to change their vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
25 yes votes.
Resolution's been properly adopted. We'll now move to item number 9, consideration of Resolution 2025-0302, confirm the appointment of a commissioner to a committee of the Sevier County Board of Commission. Madam Clerk, would you please advance to Resolution 2025-0302, and this comes from the steering committee, this request. It is in your packet. You have a motion and a second to approve it. Do we have any discussion or questions concerning the resolution? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you please advance to the voting screen? Commissioners, would you please cast your votes? Anyone like to change their vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
25 yes votes.
Resolution has been properly adopted. We're now on item number 10, which is consideration of Resolution 2025-0303 to establish compensation for the Sevier County Building and Fire Board of Appeals. You have that resolution in your packet. Madam Clerk, would you please proceed to Resolution 2025-0303 to establish compensation for the Sevier County Building and Fire Board of Appeals. And if you bring that to the floor, it's been brought to the floor. We have a motion and a second to adopt. Is there any discussion? Just is, Mr. Temple, you want to tell them why we're doing this? On the, this is setting the compensation for the Sevier County Building and Fire Board of Appeals.
Mayor, that'll be for the building inspection office as well as the fire inspection office.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry. I recognized the wrong person. I can see that look on James's face. I did that just to see if you was awake, James. So you want to tell them,
Sure.
Chris, about
So again, we have an appeals board for any of the findings that I may have out of my office or Josh may have and the fire marshal's office may have when they do the transit rental inspections. There's the board have been appointed, and the compensation package just matches the same as the Board of Zoning Appeals. It's the same compensation as they get. Truth is, it's not enough for them to come, but it is a compensation at $75 per night per person.
And the commission approved those members that are like.
Yes, they did. The commission approved that. We've had a couple meetings and come to our attention that we never brought this particular resolution in front of the board. So, any questions? I mean, thank you.
Question? No, hearing no questions. Madam Clerk, would you please advance to the voting screen? Commissioners, would you please cast your vote? Would anyone like to change their vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
25 yes votes.
Resolution's been properly adopted. We're down to item number 11, consideration of resolution 2025-0304, intent to adopt the various standard codes related to inspection activities. Madam Clerk, would you please bring resolution 25-0304 to the floor for action to be taken? Now I have a motion and a second, and it is time for discussion. So at this time, I think this involves, this involves Mr. Jenkins. So recognize him to explain this.
So what we've got is, we got a few housekeeping codes that's been brought to attention from the Board of Construction Appeals, and well as from the inspections from some of our larger rental cabins. So this is just some housekeeping notes that we're already enforcing, but the construction board said that instead of using our authority having jurisdiction, meaning it's case by case, that we're just asking commission to go ahead and put it in writing so that design professionals, when they're doing a drawing or a sketch, will go ahead and know exactly what, because it'll be in the code. Again, anything in state that we adopt, when we adopt building or fire codes or any other type of codes related to construction, we have an intent period, a public notice period. So there's two meetings. We'll have one now, and then if approved, we'll come back to you in June with a July, assuming passing, with a July 1 enforcement date. So again, these are just, and it's really, in our worlds, it's minor. It's things that we've always been doing from my department, from the building inspections for new, and Josh is doing from his department from the fire side. This just gets it in writing instead of that gray of, well, if Chris says so or if Josh says so. It gets it in the code, even though we have the authority to do that. We just thought this would be cleaner if we just put it in there and brought it in front of commission and had the opportunity for y'all to get that approved.
Questions from members of the commission? Okay, thank you. Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you please advance to the voting screen? Commissioners, would you please cast your votes? Anyone like to change your vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
25 yes votes.
Resolution's been properly adopted. We are down to item number 12 now, which is consideration of resolution 2025-0305, which sets certain speed limits on certain Sevier County roads. And Madam Clerk, would you please advance to that resolution? We have a motion second to approve. Do we have any questions or discussion? These speed limits have been recommended to you by our highway superintendent and also the transportation committee, and they are Yarberry Edge Lane, 25 mile per hour, and Hammer Lane, 25 mile per hour. Any questions concerning this resolution? Okay, hearing none. Madam Clerk, would you please advance to the voting screen? Commissioners, would you please cast your votes? Any commissioner like to change their vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
25 yes votes.
25 yes vote, resolution has been properly adopted. Next is item number 13, consideration of resolution 2025-0306, which is to classify county roads for the Sevier County road system. Madam Clerk, would you please advance resolution 2025-0306 to the voting screen for consideration? We have a motion and a second to approve. Now, do we have any questions? We have our highway, I think, I saw Jonas here, right there he is. Mr. Spencer, do you have any comments on this?
All of them been approved by the Transportation Committee.
Okay. Any questions concerning this proposed road list? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you please advance resolution 2025-0306 to the voting screen? Commissioners, would you please cast your votes? Any commissioner like to change their vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
25 yes votes.
Resolution been properly adopted. We are now on item number 14, consideration of resolution 2025-0307, request the General Assembly to support restoration of registers condition. Would you now please advance the resolution 2025-0307 to the voting screen? We have a motion second to approve this. This is from several organizations, county officials organization, the organization that we are a member of, Tennessee County Services, also endorsed this. We have Ms. Cindy Pickle, our register, with us tonight. Cindy, you want to talk to him just a little bit more about this?
Okay, the register only retains 2.4% of the commission that's collected, which is a 5% commission. So, from 2023 July to 2020, or to 2024 June, it would have meant an extra $239,000 in the general account. So I think this is something that we need to do instead of sending it to the state, keeping it here. And we've tried this before, and hopefully this time this will pass in the state. So this is just to show support that they need to come back to our counties.
Any questions? Thank you. We've got a new state representative down there, and I have no doubt that he's going to push this over the top. Okay, any other questions concerning Resolution 2025-0307? Not, we have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk, would you please move to the voting screen? Commissioners, would you please cast your votes? Would anyone like to change their vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
25 yes votes.
We're now down to item number 15, which is notaries, Madam Clerk.
Yes, we have 129.
Everybody wants to be a notary.
Yes.
Okay. Madam Clerk, would you please move to the voting screen for notaries? We have a motion and a second. Now, do we have any questions concerning the 129? Is that what you said?
Yes, sir, 129.
Request for notaries.
We have the names of all there.
You have the names, sir, and you have their addresses and phone numbers in front of you. This is from This is from, I'm not reading the list. I don't get paid overtime for that. So this is for January, February, and March. Since we had no meetings, this is January, February, and March.
We might ask Commissioner Woods to read the list. I don't know if he'd be willing to, 129 names.
They don't have
and
that many
addresses.
toes.
Okay. Any further questions or comments concerning the notaries? If not, Madam Clerk, would you please advance to the voting screen? Commissioners, would you please cast your votes? Would anyone like to change their vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
24 yes, 1 abstain.
Okay, now we are down to other business. Item number 16, I just have a couple of items under other business. One of them is, I want to recognize Brooke Huffaker, our finance director. Brooke's hid over here in the corner. But for the third year in a row, we have a clean audit in Sevier County. And there's only 9 counties out of 95 that has a clean audit this year. And I think Brooke has had 3 in a row and maybe 4 out of the last 5 years. And her and her staff, the officials, departments, and administrative staff, I appreciate that. That's let me tell you, there's a lot. We have almost a $400 million budget. And in order for us to get a clean audit out of a $400 million budget and what, 3,800 employees, something like that, I mean, that's an accomplishment. And I appreciate Brooke and her staff, and I appreciate all the folks working together. And we have Stephanie with us tonight at the school system, and she well understands that with the number of folks that are employed and the magnitude of the finances involved. And I know Commissioner Parton understands that as well from his years down there. So it's a great accomplishment for everybody in the county. I wanted to recognize that, and we'll end on another positive note. I guess it's positive. I think yesterday was the birthday of one of our oldest members, and he keeps saying that he was in kindergarten when I was teaching school, but that's not the fact. Commissioner Hurst, we want to wish you a happy birthday. I think your birthday was yesterday, wasn't it? Yes. Happy birthday, and many more. Okay, is there any other business to come before the commission?
Adjourn.
What?
April meeting.
I was going to talk a minute.
Yeah, go
If I
ahead.
could.
Yes, absolutely.
2 things. Number 1, I think all of you got invitations to Career Quest tomorrow at LeConte Center for lunch. If you could make it up there, it'd be a great thing. The school system's really worked hard to put on with the Economic Development Council for our students. So we should have somewhere in the neighborhood of 800 students up there tomorrow to see what the county offers, what our businesses offer. So if you get a chance, go up there and thank the businesses that have participated. It would be a good thing. And second thing, some of you may have seen Sheriff Hodges' post on Facebook about the Beer Board's actions this past week where we revoked the license of Jimmy's Market. We're trying to send a message that you just don't sell to minors. So thank you, Sheriff. Thank you, Chad Ogle, and the Beer Board. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Commissioner Haggard. I'm glad you reminded us of that event tomorrow. There's a lot of hard work going into that, and I think it's going to be something that's going to be a positive for students all across this county. They're looking at careers, and that we're encouraging them to stay in our county and have careers here in Sevier County, and I think it's going to be a great event. So we would urge you to attend if you could. Anything else to come before the commission? Oh yeah, one more thing. The The April meeting is going to be, we talked with the steering committee this afternoon, the April meeting is going to be changed. We're going to have the April meeting on April 17th this year, which is a Thursday before Good Friday. And we are going to have it at noon in this room, and we're going to serve lunch beforehand at 11:30. So the commission can come, and you can come and eat lunch, and we'll have our April meeting. The reason we changed it, we did have it at 5 or 6, 1, but that is the night of the Lincoln Day dinner, and we have Congressman John Rose from Middle Tennessee, who is in discussion of running for governor. I don't know if he's going to run or not, but he is going to be the speaker with us at the Lincoln Day dinner, so we did change that. So those of you that could could attend that dinner. So that will be on April 17th at noon here in this room, and we'll have lunch right beforehand.
That Holston's catering that lunch.
We haven't determined that yet, Commissioner Foster. Okay, anything else? Yes, Mr. Smelser.
We have to, I would be a problem upstairs if I didn't recognize April in my office, because that, I guess the school system and the road department, they have to have a clear audit, or it's not any good.
You're exactly right. I'm glad you brought that up, Mr. Smelser, that it's the general fund and the highway fund and the school fund is all part of that, and school system and April and Jonas's office all are a big part of making that happen. So thank you for doing that. Anything else? If not, do we have a motion to adjourn? We have a motion. Do we have a second? We have a second. All in favor of adjourning, please rise. We're adjourned.